Welcome to Calm English Nights. Tonight, let your mind rest and your heart slow down. You're about to hear a soft story, told in gentle English, to help you unwind, learn, and heal. So take a breath, dim the lights, and let the moonlight guide you to peace. Every night, when the village fell into silence, the little village lay nestled among whispering woods, bathed in soft starlight. Warm, golden glows flickered from tiny windows, casting gentle patterns on the quiet paths below. Crickets hummed, trees swayed slightly, and the sky above shimmered with 1,000 stars. A little girl with quiet eyes and bare feet would walk beneath the stars, holding a softly glowing glass jar, a vessel of light she carried close to her chest. She lived on the edge of the woods, where the trees whispered ancient lullabies and the wind smelled like lavender. Her name? No one knew. Some called her the Moon Child. Others simply called her the girl who walks with light. She carried a small glass jar, soft and glowing, not with a candle, not with fire, but with something else, moonlight. As she stepped softly on the dew-kissed grass, she would raise her jar gently toward the sky. And somehow the moonlight listened. Thin ribbons of silver light would descend, swirling like mist, slipping into her jar like silk. She did this not for fame, not for magic, but for kindness. Because the village, small and quiet as it was, carried its share of silent worries. The baker, who missed his son far away. The widow, who stared at her ceiling each night, afraid to sleep. The little boy who cried when no one heard. And so, the girl would walk, and collect, and deliver. Each night, she would place her moonlight jars gently on windowsills, beside pillows, near tired hands resting on books or tears. And every morning, something changed. The baker laughed a little louder. The widow rested a little longer. The little boy dreamed of oceans and woke up smiling. But no one saw her do it. They only felt it. One night, a young boy, curious, wide-eyed, stayed awake, hoping to see her. He hid behind the curtains, fighting sleep. And then, he saw it. A soft glow outside his window. She stood there, still, like moonlight wrapped in skin. She smiled, and for a second, it felt like everything would be okay. The boy whispered through the glass, "Why do you do this?" She looked up at the stars and whispered, "Because peace is meant to be shared." He wanted to say more, but she was already gone, a shadow in the silver breeze. From that night on, he never felt alone again. Seasons changed, but the stories remained. When winter arrived, the village grew quieter. The snow blanketed roofs and softened every sound. Yet the girl still walked, her bare feet leaving no print. And her jar still glowed, warmer than ever, as if the moon knew the cold was harder to carry. She visited the old schoolteacher, who no longer heard children laugh. She left light on her doorstep. She passed the innkeeper, who never had guests in winter. She placed a jar by the fireplace. She sat quietly under a tree beside the frozen pond, letting moonlight pour into her jar while elves sang lullabies from the branches. The moonlight, it seemed, carried more than glow. It carried memory. It carried warmth. It carried healing. As spring returned, flowers followed her path. Where she had walked, petals bloomed. Tiny crocuses and bluebells opened as if they, too, had felt her peace. The village began to notice. Not the girl, but the change. More smiles. Softer mornings. Deeper sleep. Children told stories that if you whispered a wish to the moon, the girl would hear it. And sometimes, just sometimes, the wish came true, not in grand ways, but in quiet ones. A missing cat returning. A mother finally resting. A letter arriving at just the right time. The boy who had seen her, now older, would sometimes sit on his porch and look at the moon. He never tried to follow her. He simply whispered, "Thank you." And the breeze always answered. Some say the girl still walks when the moon is full. Some say she became part of the night sky itself. But every now and then, when sleep is hard to find, and the world feels too heavy, a soft light glows outside a window, and peace returns. Maybe, just maybe, tonight, she left a little light for you. Thank you for joining us tonight. If this story brought you a little calm, or helped your mind feel just a bit lighter, then the moonlight did its work. We hope you sleep well, dream gently, and wake up with a peaceful heart. Subscribe to Calm English Nights for more soft stories, affirmations, and meditations. All in calming, clear English. Until next time, let English be your lullaby.